All right, many things have changed. We're having training camp in Charlotte, North Carolina, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a Taylor Swift song.
That's right, you're not in Spartanburg anymore. We're right here on the Panthers practice fields behind Bank of America Stadium. Some things are still the same. Chuba Hubbard's over there catching extra balls after practice because that's what he does. But today was like first day of school, brand new stuff, and so we figured we'd bring you a hurry up, kind of hit you some of the highlights of that first day.
First day of school when the entire day is recess, basically.
No doubt.
But interestingly enough, Dave Canales said that they still have 8 installs to go as they get into the first part of training camp. So this was more so than anything today about knocking off the rush, remembering the speed they want to go at, what they want to do, kind of a refresher. You know, we saw Xavier Legette come to the podium and he came fired up, as much as a soft-spoken Xavier Legette can be fired up. Kind of just upset with himself, but you've got to remember too, you know, this is a guy that had to sit out towards the end of mini camp with a hamstring, OTAs. So a little bit of grace offered to the guys today as they got back into it, but we got to see some football, Darin, and that was the point.
No grace for you. Xavier Legette came to a lectern, not a podium. You stand behind a lectern, you stand on a podium. This is my hill and I will die on it.
I wish I cared about anything half as much as you care about the difference between a lectern and a podium.
I'll choose what I'm pedantic about, thank you very much. But today, as Kassidy said, was not the most strenuous football practice. It didn't look like, you know, it's going to be a week before they're in pads. It's going to take a minute. So today was about getting back into the systems and the processes and getting to know each other and the personnel. A lot of special teams going on. There's going to be a lot of change in those areas with all the roster turnover this offseason. They're basically rebuilding to the same degree defense and offense is. So a lot of new here today, everybody working into it, but also a lot of people excited. I mean, a lot of the little things about vets get to sleep in their own beds. They're not in a dorm in Wofford. You know, there's this $200,000 cooling trailer over here where guys can slide into a 20-degree room for a few minutes, get themselves refreshed, and now they're walking back into the stadium to their own locker room with their own training facilities and all the stuff they're used to here in the building. So they think from that standpoint this is going to be a big benefit for the football operation.
Definitely. You cannot understate how important it is to be able to sleep in your own bed. But like all training camps, you did still have fans out here today. We had fans on both ends of the field, so they kind of got to see a little bit of everything. And you remember how exciting training camp can be when you have moments like, you know, Bryce Young finding an open Deontay Johnson and him making a move to get downfield and the fans going crazy. Or I think it was Chuba Hubbard, that broke off one for about 20 yards. And one of the few, Dave Canales even pointed it out, one of the few runs that they were able to pop off today against a defensive line that kind of stifled the run a good bit. But you hear the fans get excited, and that's when you remember, like, oh, this is the start of a new team. This is going to be the start of the 2024 Panthers.
Right, and that's the thing. I think we lose sight of it because we get to talking about this free agent or this draft pick. Literally everything here is brand new. GM, head coach, training camp location, and the energy is too. I mean, Dave has always talked about he wants to have energy, but he wants to keep the first thing to work, and he talked about it today. He said the first thing has to be about getting the football right, and that was the message he learned as he talked to some of his mentors this summer. You know, a couple guys named Pete Carroll and Tony Dungy. If you're going to be a head coach, those are probably two pretty good guys to learn from in that regard.
Yeah, exactly. It's always fun to watch Dave Canales step out here too, because he brings a sense of energy with him even when he just walks across the field, and you kind of see that translate to the guys. But yeah, a good day. I think Bryce went 4 for 4 during 7-on-7, and I want to say 6 of 9-ish. You know, it's hard to get an exact number out here when you're kind of watching from the end during 11-on-11, but good start to the camp for Bryce, and especially going to be more and more fun to watch him with guys like Xavier Legette, with guys like Deontay Johnson, and of course Adam Thielen coming back with a full year under his belt with Bryce.
She doesn't know the difference between podiums and lecterns, but she is really good at stats. This is why we keep her around. I like
Everybody
this
has
one
to have
right
their
here.
thing.
So, no, it is. It's a good start to camp. We're going to bring you a lot more, so stay tuned to Panthers.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of those things, because we got a lot of good stuff coming your way this summer. For now, that's the hurry up.
Thanks, guys.